Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome back to the restoration couple and to the van conversion. Today I'm going to show you how I fit this swivel seat system into the van. So stick around and I'll show you how I did it. So one of the key things for us in our van layout is that we can have a communal sort of dining area, I guess, at the front of the van without disrupting the bed area. So we don't want to have to flip it around all the time. And the main way people achieve that is by spinning the front seats around on swivel plates so that they face either each other, if it's just a two berth, or face these seats in the back so we can have a table in between us. The way you achieve that usually is you mount a turntable, like a Lazy Susan almost, between the seat and the base. So the seat maintains its normal functions, the base is static, and it's just the plate in the middle which kind of locks in place and then spins. The route we've gone is this one. There's about 3 or 4 on the market here in the UK which seem to be used. This was nearer the lower end price wise. So we're going for the driver's seat first for this one, and the necessary bolts are here, just some kind of high tensile bolts, Allen bolts. And then once that's in place, I'll show you the slightly different route we're going with the passenger seat. So I've snipped off all the cable ties holding in the seat belt pretensioner electrics, and I read mixed reports you can disconnect the battery or just leave the ignition off. Taking the gamble that it won't throw any codes to remove it, but don't hold me on that. The reason, there is enough slack here that I could probably do it without, but the once the swivel plate's on, that we need to reroute this through. So I've taken that off and we'll just kind of keep that safe, tucked up inside. And the other thing to mention is that we're going to use this space under these seats, probably on the passenger side, for our leisure batteries. So it'll be a good chance when these are off just to have a look at the space there, and I can measure up to see what we can get in. I think it should be loose now. Aha! Bit dusty under here. So the one I disconnected was this yellow one, which is the seatbelt pretensioner, and like I said, you may have to disconnect the battery. I'm hoping that that won't throw up a code, but if you do disconnect the battery, make sure you've got the code to reset your radio. The 2 other wires that were under there were these 2 cables here, and they've got some blocks on the end for connections. I have no idea what they are because they've always just been loose down here, and I don't know if they're for the airbag. I can't see a connection on the seat. So if someone can let me know what those are in the comments below, much appreciated. Okay, time to get this one on. So it's nice and clean there anyway. So these add about, I think this one said 30mm to the height. And if you're especially tall and your seat was already dropped, then you might struggle by adding a swivel plate on, but most people, the height in that you can adjust by lowering the seat once the seat's on. I mean, it's pretty low profile. I can't imagine they come much narrower than that. And it's probably about 7 or 8 kilo in weight, as a guess. Good, so that's the bottom bit all fixed in. Now we need to get the seat back on and use the new bolts for that. These next ones have a bolt and a nut and a washer. There we go, swivel seats on. What do you think? Tell you what I think. I've put it on all upside down. Good start to the day. That is why we should read Spanish instructions. Believe it, that's every single bolt that's got to come out now. Right, now we can time it. so I can explain how long this job will really take you when you know what you're doing. To unlock it, for it to twist, you push down on this. For some reason I thought you'd lift up on it like a conventional seat, and it just wasn't locking in, but now I know. So you do see all this. I figured all that would be underneath. My goodness, that could have been such a simple and easy task. Oh well, right, take two, here we go. Good, so it turns out it takes about 5 minutes to remove the seat. It takes about 2 or 3 minutes to fit the base. Now, it should only take about 5 minutes or so to put the seats on, so it should be a relatively quick job. Well, 11 minutes, we're getting better. 11 minutes start to finish. Check how it works. We're pushing down on it. That's somewhat smoother than it was upside down. So I guess we have to slide it a little bit as we turn to the steering wheel. Yeah, so as I thought, our biggest problem is going to be the fact that we're so much higher than the back seats. So right now my feet are floating off the floor. Now we've got a little bit of design to still do, which will counteract that. We're going to put a step, extend the step across, and that's why you see in some commercial motorhomes and some designs where they raise this whole area so you're on the same level as the back seats. The problem is a driver's seat, or the passenger seats in the front here, make you naturally sit back into the backrest, whereas rather than a conventional seat. So it feels a bit odd to sit forwards. That said, we can adjust it, we can tilt it. These are quite powerful seats, aren't they? Whoop! Whoop! So you can tilt it forwards, which looks a bit bizarre, but actually it flattens out the seat base. And we can still come forwards even more. Do you know what, actually that puts us on the same height actually as the other seats with the kids seats in. So if they're sat on there, or if not, we can have a cushion that sits on there maybe to raise it up. And we'll have a little coffee table that slots in here between these two seats. So there's a few different combinations. And at the end of the day, if you really want to sit down and have a leisurely meal, at the back there's going to be the two sofas and the big table. But like I said, we want it so we don't have to make up the bed each day. So if we are just going out for the day, by all means we can use the back. But if we're somewhere and we just want to eat at the front, cook in the middle, sleep at the back, and keep it like that fixed, we've got lots of options. We made a bit of a meal out of that. That was over an hour to get that job done, but at least it's done now, and if I had to do it again, it'd be a damn sight easier. We're going to go a slightly different route for the other seat. This one was the CTA swivel, and I'll link to that down in the description. The other seat, because of where the table's going to be, Joe's going to end up miles away from it, so I'm going to try an offset swivel for that seat. And I'll have to see how that goes, but it's a different brand, probably a different installation, hopefully straightforward, and we're not going to put it in upside down. But I can show you just two varieties that way, and you can pick and choose for when you're doing it yourself. And of course we'll have to look under that seat for where we're going to install the batteries as well. But that's it. Like I said, lots more van videos to come. I've got the units to start building this week, so I'm really excited about that. Bit more kind of on my home ground there, working with wood rather than bolts and nuts and metal. Anyway, thanks for watching. Remember, if you can, do it yourself, and we'll see you next time. Hi. Hi! Hi! Hi, I'm Tim. And I'm a loony.